So we felt there was a lot of areas where these types of mini regulators could be improved. So we came out with this mini regulator here, which is absolutely freaking awesome. Now the first mini regulator I want to look at is this one here. And let me show you some of the issues we had. Firstly, when you have the bulb, if you screw the bulb in here, you might find that it's really frustrating that when you screw this bulb in here, there's a split moment where it punctures the bulb, but yet it hasn't actually, the seal here hasn't actually sealed on the face of the cylinder. This problem gets exacerbated as that seal in there starts to depress flatter and flatter. You'll find that the bulb has to screw further and further in, making the problem even worse. So the other thing is they can only really take one little thread type here. So there's not really a bush or adapter. Basically it has this little thread in here and it takes a 16-gram bulbs and maybe a couple other bulb sizes, but basically you're restricted to these little, disposable bulbs. The regulator itself was a bit dodgy. We didn't get really great pressure control there because the diaphragm mechanism was so small in there. But one of the most annoying things is really the gauge here. And look at this, if I just drop it like that, already I can see there's a little small hairline crack here. I'm sure if I drop that a couple more times, this thing would be totally stuffed. So honestly guys, these little mini regulators are a thing of the past. So honestly, they might be slightly cheaper, but I would just forget about these bad boys. We've got this type of mini regulator, which is seriously awesome. And let me show you why. The first thing you'll notice is we've got a hex body. So it's easy to get a spanner on here and you can sort of couple with a few different parts of here and twist it onto the gas cylinder and maneuver it. We've fixed that exposed gauge issue. So in this one here, you've got this exposed gauge which easily gets damaged, but this bad boy, you can see the gauge has brass going all the way around it. You can drop it even from a reasonable height like this, gauge is perfectly fine. The other thing is, the gauge itself is really easy to change over. The other thing you'll notice is it's got this handy safety pressure release valve. Now, if you look at some of the other regulators, yeah, certainly this has a pressure release valve, but hey, what's it actually set to? But these ones are all color-coded, so you can whip that one out. Even though it's a mini size, it's still using compatible, parts to our larger regulators. Okay, so here's the moment of truth, guys. I've got this little 16-gram bulb, and look at how easy it is to couple. I just screw that in the underside there, making sure the pin is screwed all the way out. So I've got that in the anti-clockwise direction there. And I've also got the regulator out as well, the regulator knob. So I screw this in just until it's hand tight and firmly against the seal there like that. As you can see, no gas is leaking out anywhere. Now let's try exactly the same thing, but this time with the soda stream bottle here. Once again, making sure this is screwed outwards like that. And I'm just gonna screw this on the underside. As you can see, I don't need any adapter, soda stream adapter or any other bulky parts. I just screw that in until it's firmly in place. Also going to make sure that this is screwed outwards. So I just screw this down. Once again, you can probably just hear it. The gas is now filled into the body of the regulator, and I can screw this down. And as you can see, once again, got perfect control, without the hassle or the need for an adapter, and without all that wasted gas and this hurried, screwing it in and out, before it's sealed and the pins pushed down.